Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 2015 fire ban announcement. My name is Ken Vonderscher. I'm the Deputy Director for the Natural Resources Department for the City of Phoenix Parks and Recreation Department. And we wanted to talk a little bit about the fire ban today, a little bit about hiker safety, and a little bit about the resource. We have 41,000 acres of desert parks and preserves, and it's really, really important that we take care of those. It's that time of year where things start drying out, it starts heating up, and a lot of the green vegetation in the desert starts to turn brown and dry up. Today we have District 3 Councilman Bill Gates that would like to talk a little bit more in detail about what you can do to help us protect the preserves and your property around the edge of the preserve. So thank you. Councilman Gates.
Thank you very much, Ken, and thanks to everyone who's out here today. First of all, I want to thank our Parks Department. We're very appreciative that they're hosting our event here today and all the incredible things that they do, both our employees with the Phoenix Parks Department and then also the wonderful volunteers here at the North Mountain Visitors Center and all that they do to help the residents of Phoenix enjoy this wonderful preserve that we have. As well, of course, we definitely want to thank our fire department, the Phoenix Fire Department, simply best in the nation, and everything that they do to protect all of these tens of thousands of acres of preserved land that we have within the city of Phoenix to make sure that many generations to come can enjoy this beautiful preserve. But there's also certainly a great role that our residents in the city have to play in this whole process. We want to encourage all of our residents to come out and enjoy the preserve, but when they do, keep a couple things in mind. First of all, if you're going to smoke, smoke in your car. Stay in your car. Don't smoke in the preserve here. Again, as we go further into the summer here, the area here is very flammable. The plants are very flammable. So if you're going to smoke, do it in the car. And please put out all the butts and the ashes in your car. And then secondly, if you want to come over and have a nice grill out in the preserve, do not bring your personal grill with charcoal. The only place that people are authorized to grill is within the designated picnic areas and only with gas grill. So those are a couple things that our residents can do. As well, for those people who have the wonderful opportunity to live right next to the preserve, we would ask them to take the time to look at that 10-foot space between their property and the preserve, make sure that it's cleared out of any dry brush, and if those residents want some help, please contact the Parks Department. They can contact the park rangers, and they'll come out and give them a hand with that. They can call them at 602-495-5458, or they can email the park rangers at natural.resources.pks@phoenix.gov. And then the final thing is, for those folks who live right next to the preserve, if they can be very careful that their irrigation is not seeping into the preserve. Because if it is, then that causes the brush to grow and the plants to grow more during the more mild months of the year, and then that turns into dry brush, which is unfortunately additional kindling for these fires. So if they can please do their part and be very careful next to the preserves, it will make a big difference. Now with that, to provide more additional information about what our fire department does to keep this area safe, I'm going to turn it over to Captain Vanacore with the Phoenix Fire Department. Captain?
Thank you. Thank you, Councilman. Behind me here, I have engine 935 B shift. They are the fire station that covers a lot of this preserve here. So getting into the summer months, just real quick, want to touch on, we're getting into times of increased temperatures, high humidity, low humidity, high winds, and all those conditions we know from past experiences tend to lead themselves to high danger of brush fires. So we got a lot of green on these mountains, and as we can expect, all this green will soon turn to dead brush with all the high temperatures, and that creates kind of a perfect storm for us. So we deal with these things often. We have the resources to deal with them, but of course we always want to prevent them if possible, and that's the point of our press release here today, as the councilman talked about the fire ban, to help that. Beyond the preserve too, a little bit about brush fire safety. If you live in an area with a lot of brush around your house too, we always urge to clear those. And again, just the prevention piece is key for us to talk about here today. So that's it. Ken, turn it back on. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain. One of the last things we wanted to talk about today was hiker safety. As you all know, when it gets warm, especially in the afternoons, we have a lot more rescues out in our preserves. It really is important that folks hydrate, that they hike early, that they avoid the heat of the day. And we have some exhibits over here to my right that show a little bit about what that heat stress advisory would look like. The heat advisories are just that. We really encourage folks to just avoid that part of the day from noon to 4 when it's really warm out, and hike in the mornings, hike in the afternoons after 4 o'clock, stay hydrated, stick on the main trails, and hopefully hike with a friend.